corrective measures a figment of our imaginations. A reconfiguration of pawns in place for sacrifice. An oversaturation of sick people in power. An underabundant amount of sustainable solutions. An elaborate scheme to rule a new world order. A line of banksters hand-feeding the policymakers with the proper verbiage and propaganda. Distractions and no excuses. Deflections and gross misuses. Flat Earth and 5G, a means of manipulating me. Conspiracy? 250,000 pharmaceutical drugs, and none of them cure anything. We shall never face our true enemy as long as we focus on each other. Mechanisms of divide and conquer include but are not limited to skin color, religion, class, nationality, language, social customs, sexual preference, profession, political identity. It is important to establish what we meant by it. Buffering, buffering, buffering. Lines are drawn so deep, from the smile wrinkles on your face to the invisible boundaries surrounding our neighborhoods. I see it clearly. I have been that brown face in that space, and also the white. Are you sure those two black men are supposed to be up here in the country at a mountaintop? I damn sure know those white folks ain't supposed to be in my ghetto. I am blessed. Confidence. Most people, not so lucky, find myself speaking a learned language in order to be understood. I overstand in the man that we now take a moment to talk about it. I'm being serious. Look around to make examples and assumptions. This is going to be offensive. Let us use this place to judge it. I intend to live in that friend tone. If you don't make it on the list, how can you grow that relationship? According to my view, to become more intimate means to share your innermost secrets and to trust enough to show your deepest fears. Because there are more than one, and they are ever shifting. I overcome adversity with bravery and a belief in that age-old tale of doing my part. So I must say what I see. One, not being gay enough, not gender neutral enough to be your girlfriend. But that is all he needs. And of course the Uncle Tom, who is too successful to be accepted within his kin. May it be jealousy that consumes you, or the almighty dollar. I am not the one who's winning. Don't get me wrong. I had to find my own way, be farming again, this time for myself. I expect to sustain a living from it. By trade, some might say. Black Lives Matter has many alliances. As I paused to look up the definition from the internet via Merriam-Webster, I completely drew a blank like I had no idea of the word I was searching for. However, it goes like this. 1A, the state of being allied. The action of allying. B, a bond or connection between families, states, parties, or individuals. 2, an association to further the common interest of the members. 3, union by relationship and qualities, affinity. In my own words, working towards a union based on the principles that we are the same thing when it comes to morals, ethics, values, by the low man on the totem pole, forgot that the job comes with a lot of weight to bear. Witness. I see the shoeless being shunned for their position. I have been houseless. It is not fun and can happen to everyone. Sure, I know a couple of activists who choose it, mostly as a political statement and to speak from the ground floor with purpose. The white cop in a white town who actually hates all perpetrators equally. I see him holding his gun. The white old lady monster. You never know who anyone is anymore. That's how they get me. It noises at you all along. Not helpful. We could use a touch more of earnest encouragement coming from our immediate environment. Instead, the fear-mongering thoughts lead me to think of the white-skinned, red-headed Mexican, the white-faced Puerto Rican in a Jamaican neighborhood, the Christian at the Buddhist temple trying to meditate, the Muslim in our schools trying to pray, the small child who feels like they are in the wrong body and is fighting to identify with their heart, the white man in his 50s who still has to address his male partner as a girlfriend so as to keep the peace, the autistic individual who can and not willingly express themselves. Generational trauma is most prevalent in the offspring of a victim. The cold stone son of a bitch who is using their phone as evidence while a young African American is taking their very last breath. A refugee seeking asylum, not being considered a pilgrim. A single female returning to a Planned Parenthood. Being so culturally dependent, a parent who adopts a teenage child who will never know independence. The South American child immigrant sleeping on the cold hard floor with an emergency blanket and still behind the fence. The Asian American in an Uncle Sam costume trying to liquidate a furniture business with USA in its name. The little one eating dirt from the floor of their shanty in the Caribbean, the houseless individual outside right now being asked not to rest and pushed along through the 24-hour day over and again. The humanitarian aid that is being squandered, misused, abused. The poor diet that is said to be healthy, the farms that are poisoning the wells, the third world children who are raising their hands in the air when you point a camera at them. Because they speak the language of guns and surrender before they can even find their own words. The Make America Great Again bumper stickers and hats being in view just about anywhere you go. The intersecting lines in the sky that turn blue into gray that are not attributed to higher volumes of air traffic. The self-prescribed pollution lining the intestines of our oceans, all for the sake of convenience. The immigrant with broken English getting shot 41 times in a New York City alleyway for pulling out his wallet, ID. The wall that would stop at nothing will find its demise before it's even built. The invisible bars that keep us all in our supposed boxes, the deer in headlights stuck still. The link in the chain that is weakest, the path of least resistance is not in our best interest. And I end with this. Be selfless when you can afford it. About time we blow some serious wind on this sand. Again, I must ask us, are we willing to talk yet?
Yeah.